Hey everyone, it's BigSmoons with a Platinum Review, where I talk about the games that I have the Platinum Trophy or 100% on and what it took to get there. I also review the games based on the amount of fun I had. It's time to tear down some Yokai in an over-the-top blood and gore fest. Pull out the katana and the guns because third time is the charm in this sequel. Warning here, this game has violent finisher moves and plenty of blood. There's a plethora of foul language. This video will be cut to avoid those things. Let's get started. And hey, why not like and subscribe to the channel? Thanks. Shadow Warrior 3 was developed by Flying Wild Hog and released March 1st, 2022. It's the sequel to Shadow Warrior 2, which is the sequel to Shadow Warrior, which is the reboot to the 1997 original. I've only played Shadow Warrior 3, so this was my introduction to our hero, Lo Wang. And hero might not be the right word. He woke up an ancient dragon that eats gods and is now threatening to end the world. Lo Wang decides he's going to fix it, so that makes him better than most, I guess. Lo Wang is a smart-mouthed jokester who's tasked himself with taking down a dragon. That's the entire story, really. It's told in individual chapters that drops you off at the beginning and only requires you to reach the end of the stage. There are a couple boss fights sprinkled in, but these are rare. There are two pillars to the gameplay here, traversal and battle. Most levels start with you traversing your way to a battle arena. Rinse and repeat across the entire game. We will start with the traversal. Lo Wang can jump, double jump, and dash to cross large areas. He can also wall run and wall climb if there are vines there to assist him. He locates a grappling hook fairly early and can use it to zip to walls or swing. The traversal parts are actually the hardest parts of the game as mistakes are instant death and occasionally the checkpoints are far apart. At Lo Wang's disposal is an arsenal of weapons, a revolver, a shotgun, machine guns, a railgun, grenade launcher, and shuriken thrower. The star of the show for me is the katana though. All of the weapons are upgradable. On top of these weapons, you can use finisher moves on enemies to obtain what are called gore weapons. These are temporary weapons that can absolutely destroy the enemies. My personal favorite acts like Yondu's whistle from Guardians of the Galaxy, but there are several here for you to try out. I give Shadow Warrior 3 a 9 out of 10 for fun. This game is an absolute blast. Turn off your brain and just run and gun your way through hordes of enemies. I don't know how it compares to the older games in the series, but I had a great time in every battle arena. I also felt that not playing the others left me a little lost on the characters, but the game attempts a recap at the very beginning. I don't know if I would dish out full price for this game, but it launched very recently and went to PlayStation Now for a limited time at release. I highly recommend it if you have PlayStation Now. Let's talk trophies. There are 39 trophies for the game. 11 come from completing the 11 chapters. Every level consists of traversal and battle arenas. There is no difficulty related trophy, so you can put the game on easy to help run through the chapters. Use a finisher on each of the 10 enemy types at least once for 11 more trophies. You have to complete 15 and 100 finishers, so you might as well be liberal with your finisher uses. You also need to get 100 kills with the gore weapons. Kill 100 enemies with your katana. Push 50 enemies onto spikes. Explode 50 explosive things, mostly barrels. Set 25 on fire, electrocute 50, and freeze 75. This can be done with barrels or certain weapon upgrades. One katana upgrade lets you use elemental attacks. This is how I boosted my numbers for the freezing and fire. For electricity, I used the upgrade on the machine guns. You also need to kill 150 enemies with environmental hazards. There's a trophy for 200 kills, but you should be well over this while doing everything else. The rest of the trophies are for completely upgrading your weapons and character. Scattered throughout the levels, there are upgrade orbs that you can collect. I suggest following a guide for their location as of right now. There is no chapter select. You can restart checkpoints and levels while you're in them if you miss one, but even collecting all of them will not get you enough points to unlock everything. There are challenges that you have to complete in order to get the rest of the upgrade points. Now I'm going to let you guys in on how the combat arenas work to assist with trophy grinding. There are large enemies in each arena. These must be defeated before you can move on. However, normal enemies will continue to respawn until you finish all the larger ones. This is where you can grind out challenges, especially the ones that require you to use barrels. You can also grind out spike kills and finishers if you find yourself short. Just kill all but one big enemy and grind out things on the smaller ones. I had to do this in the final chapter because I was way behind on finishers. Smaller enemies don't provide you with awesome weapons, but the finishers still count for trophies. Also, look out for the challenges. They are a bit glitchy at times, and the best way to fix it is to reset the checkpoint. If you're sure you're doing them correctly and the numbers aren't rising, resetting seemed to fix it for me. If you are diligent with the combat and follow a collectible guide, all the trophies can be wrapped up in a single playthrough. It's short enough to not feel overly repetitive. I had a blast burning through swarms of enemies, and the traversal parts could be cool at times. The game suffers from a lack of chapter select that can make missing a collectible a frustrating time. However, if you don't miss any and get everything in one playthrough, then I recommend you get that platinum. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm very fortunate that PlayStation Now put the game on the program at launch. I know that PlayStation Now isn't offered in every country and it may be disappearing soon, but I've always gotten my money's worth out of it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video and will join me for more. And as always, be good to yourself.